The morning sun bled a soft orange glow through the slender blinds of Drive, Elena Cruz's office, casting long shadows that danced across the polished wooden floor. The scent of old books and saltwater brine wafted through the air, clinging to the aged leather bindings that lined heavy oak shelves. Elena sat at her cluttered desk, a mug of half-drunk coffee warming her fingertips, flipping through the pages of an old, weathered journal, its once vibrant leather cover now mottled and faded. Tucked inside this relic was a map, etched with the kind of precision that suggested more than myth. An underwater city, long relegated to the realms of fantasy, now potentially real thanks to this unexpected gift from an anonymous sender. Her heart raced with the possibilities, each beat echoing with the thrill of discovery. Elena. The voice of Simon, her trusty research assistant, broke through the silence, pulling her back to the present. "Look at this," Elena said, pushing the journal toward him. Her eyes sparkled with the infectious enthusiasm that had drawn Simon, and countless others into her orbit. Simon scanned the map, his brows knitting in curiosity. "This could change everything," he murmured. Invigorated, Elena leapt to her feet. "We need to assemble a crew, check the equipment. This has to be carefully planned, no room for error." Her voice brimmed with resolve. Simon nodded, already pulling out his phone to start coordinating. As Elena began drafting a list of specialists, her thoughts flickered to the legends she had heard as a child, tales whispered by firelight of sunken cities filled with untold knowledge. Now the stories called to her, urging her to breathe life into their shadows and illuminate the depths where truth lay hidden. The day blurred with preparations. Emails pinged with confirmations, while calls crackled with excitement. The smell of freshly printed expedition plans mingled with the more earthy aroma of sea salt, igniting the space with a contagious zeal for the unknown. By evening, as she double-checked the list of gear, Elena felt a mix of thrill and gravitas settle over her. She understood the weight of her steps along this path, the impact potential discoveries could have not just on her career, but on the scientific community at large. Standing by the window, she looked out at the horizon where the sun had set, the sky now a deep indigo speckled with stars. It was as if the universe itself was urging her onward. "One step closer," she whispered to herself. "To see what has never been seen. To turn the tide of doubt into possibility." The expedition's clock had begun ticking, marking the genesis of what could be the greatest chapter in underwater archaeology. Inside the dimly lit cabin of the research submarine, the hum of the engines melded with the rhythmic tap of water against the hull, creating an almost hypnotic ambience. The air was tinged with the sharp scent of metal and the slightly sour aroma of recycled oxygen. Elena stood beside the viewport, watching as the dark blues and blacks of the ocean transformed into an otherworldly spectacle of light and life. Bioluminescent creatures flickered and danced in the depths, painting the seawater with ethereal hues of greens and purples. Coral formations loomed like ancient citadels, their surfaces teeming with vibrant life. Mesmerized, Elena felt a profound connection to the mysterious world outside, her heart swelling with awe. "Remarkable, isn't it?" her pilot, Lucas, remarked, glancing over with a smile. "Every time feels like the first." Elena nodded, her eyes never leaving the view. It's as if the ocean has its own way of communicating, its own stories to tell. Suddenly, a soft, glowing net began wrapping around their vessel, shimmering in an almost sinister magnificence. Alarms blared, snapping everyone to attention as the cabin's red lights activated, washing over the crew with an urgent hue. Elena's gaze snapped to the monitors, a chill crawling up her spine. The net was not a product of nature, it was precisely crafted, suggesting an intelligence beyond mere sea life. "Lucas, status report," Elena called, trying to mask the tremor in her voice. "We're caught in something." "Sentient," he replied, his fingers dancing over the controls in an attempt to counteract the unexpected grip. A series of unsettling creaks resonated through the submarine, an auditory testament to the pressure and the entity trapping them. Panic began to bubble within the crew, whispers and hurried actions filling the suffocating space. "Everyone, breathe," Elena commanded, her voice cutting through the tension. "We need to stay calm and work our way out." With steady hands, she moved to help Lucas diagnose the system issues, her mind racing with both fear and determination. The weight of responsibility bore down heavy on her shoulders, and she felt the crew's eyes on her, silently pleading for leadership. Small victories came as crucial systems flickered back to life, but the net's hold remained firm. Yet, through the fog of crisis, Elena refused to surrender to despair. The mystery of the glow called to her as much as the expedition itself. "I won't let this stop us," she whispered fiercely, to herself or the universe at large, she wasn't sure. "This is just one more puzzle waiting to be solved." Navigating through the labyrinthine streets of the submerged city, Elena's senses were on overdrive. The water was a clarifying force, amplifying the vivid colors of the algae-covered structures, surreal and majestic in their abandonment. The tactile resistance of the water reminded her of the delicate balance between intrusion and discovery. Each turn revealed more complexities. The architectural marvels were not only about aesthetics but hinted at deeper intellectual strategies, built upon doctrines lost to time. Markings on stone facades glistened under concentrated beams of their flashlights, requiring careful deciphering. "We must be insane," Lucas muttered, his voice crackling through the communication line. "Chasing after myths. We could be lost to history ourselves if we're not careful." Elena paused, the watery shadow of ancient columns, stretching like phantom sentinels. There was truth in Lucas' words. Each stroke forward held potential for failure, but relinquishing their quest now, at the heart of mystery, felt like a betrayal to her life's work. "I know it's daunting," Elena replied, her voice steady, cutting through the static. "But I'm not here to disprove cynicism. We're writing history anew, for those who follow." Her words resonated, echoing with the resolve of countless women and men who had stood at similar thresholds of the unknown. The mission was as deeply personal as it was scientific, an homage to the stories her grandmother whispered in her childhood, tales of wonder and exploration. Her heart pounded with resolve as they approached an ornate gate, carved with scripts that shimmered in the dappled light. Each symbol told a story, their meanings intertwined in a web of cultural essence awaiting to be respun. Simon joined her side, his presence as reassuring as the steady hum of their equipment. "Every step we take feels like walking through a library of the world's most ancient mysteries," he said in quiet admiration. Encouraged, Elena turned to address her crew. "Today, we are more than just explorers. We are custodians of stories long forgotten. The fear we feel is testament to our bravery. Keep pushing forward." The team pressed on, driven not only by Elena's unwavering belief but by the enigmatic silence of the sunken city, urging them deeper into its heart. Fears and doubts were transformed into fuel for the journey, every pair of eyes now lit with hope renewed for the discoveries that lay ahead. The watery depths enveloped Elena in an eerie silence, the only sound her own breath echoing in her helmet, a stark reminder of her fragility against the immense unknown. They moved deeper into the heart of the city, where the clarity of the water seemed almost spiritual, illuminating the grand avenues with a soft, ethereal glow. Suddenly, all around her, the currents shifted. A voice, neither male nor female, but resonant and timeless, filled the void, the guardian entity making itself known. Its voice carried with the weight of eons, evoking both a cosmic authority and an intimate whisper of the past. You tread on sacred ground, trespasser. Elena's heart thumped loudly in her chest. Her team's eyes scanned the murky waters, but only she bore witness to the voice's manifestation in the gentle sway of the current. I mean no harm, she spoke aloud, feeling foolish for addressing what seemed to be only the water. Yet she understood that this entity played by rules beyond human conventions. Understanding comes at a price, the voice responded, each word layered with ages of wisdom and warning. Your thirst for knowledge could awaken what should remain still. Elena took a steadying breath, respect guiding her courage. But stories, even those buried beneath the waves, deserve to be told, she replied, drawing strength from the promises of ancient knowledge awaiting discovery. The current swirled around her, a tactile dialogue underscoring the gravity of the choice before her. Through the fractal light, visions of what once was began unfurling, scenes of triumphs and tragedies, of life that flourished then faded away. The grand statue of knowledge towered before them, its presence neither proud nor sad, but filled with the gravitas of untapped stories and cosmic truths. Her crew watched silently, their awe palpable even through the barriers of their helmets. Elena was caught between an ancient guardian's caution and the scientist's thirst for understanding. Her connection to the past burgeoned with each turn, binding her to this mission deeper than ever before. As the images of the past swirled around them, Elena felt a kinship with these long-lost caretakers, their aspirations and downfalls echoing her own. The stories must be respected, she murmured to herself, a vow as much as a reassurance. The Guardian's presence lingered, more a tactile embrace than a threat, leaving Elena with an indelible impression that would shape her journey here and beyond. She understood now that her destiny was tied not merely to discovery, but to the preservation of legacies untold. Entering the central chamber felt like crossing a threshold into time itself. The room thrummed with palpable energy, ancient machinery casting an ambient hum that reverberated through Elena's bones. Faint phosphorescent light lit the circular chamber, glimmering off intricately carved walls that seemed to vibrate with stories yearning to be heard. At the chamber's heart lay the main console, a constellation of symbols and glyphs pulsating with soft luminescence, a repository of civilization's secret. Elena approached it with reverence, her breath shallow with awe. This is beyond anything we dreamed, Lucas whispered, awe-stricken. The crew moved cautiously, their movements stirring up billows of settled silt from the floor, each particle a chronicle of ages past. Elena's fingers hovered over the symbols, a scholar's touch tempered by trepidation and the weight of legacy. As her fingers made contact, the guardian entity manifested in a swirling vortex of ethereal light, its presence echoed through every molecule of water surrounding them. You seek to unlock what is guarded, it intoned, urgency underscoring its voice. Elena stood firm, her resolve unshaken despite the light's dizzying dance. The world above has forgotten the stories of those beneath. We owe it to both ourselves and to your people, to understand and protect their legacy, she argued, her voice imbued with the passion of countless explorers before her. The vortex flickered, a kaleidoscope of colors shifting in reflection of its inner conflict. The room seemed to pulse in response, a silent audience to their negotiation. This is not just about discovery, Elena continued earnestly. It's about connection, about ensuring these stories endure and inspire future generations. Keep us from darkness, yes, but also allow us light. The chamber held its breath, the only sound the soft whir of machinery coming to life under Elena's gentle ministrations. Her crew watched, silent sentinels of faith in her leadership. For a brief, infinite moment, the Guardian remained still, its form melding with the ceaseless flow of the chamber. Finally, it spoke once more, the water's embrace softening its once implacable tone. In trust, stories live, it intoned, granting a cautious nod of assent. Elena knew this was just the beginning of a profound partnership. With humility and gratitude, she accepted the mantle of storyteller and guardian, ready to share the luminous echo of an ancient civilization that would soon ripple through the tapestry of human knowledge. The luminous core of the chamber pulsated gently, a beacon of hope and understanding in the darkness, as if the city itself was alive, watching this pivotal moment unfold. Elena stood amidst the dance of light and water, feeling both diminutive and infinite in the grand narrative that surrounded her. The guardian entity's form shimmered before her, no longer menacing but present, its manifestations reflected in every pebble, every ripple, every lingering echo of what had been. "Release the knowledge, and we guarantee its safety," Elena implored, her voice unwavering in its compassion. She felt connected to the entity not as an adversary but as a steward, a bridge between worlds. Her heart pounded with a potent mix of fear and hope, fear of misunderstanding, hope for a new chapter in their expedition. Her mind flickered back to a passage in the journal about harmonious coexistence that had resonated with her deeply. She recited it now, her voice a gentle brushstroke against the air. "The world is a delicate system of give and take, its balance maintained by respect and understanding." The guardian's presence swirled more gently now, its light softening as it processed her sincerity, the resolve emanating from this human who dared to speak on behalf of those who had long been silent. "Harmony is achieved through trust," it responded, its voice a comforting caress against the pressure of the deep. Elena nodded, her every word laced with earnest commitment. "I promise to honor the stories here, to pass them on with reverence and precision. Allow us this glimpse into your world, and we shall protect it." Her words hung in the water like lanterns of intention, illuminating paths both seen and unseen. Around her, the room began to glow with a new intensity as if acknowledging her pledge. In that sacred space, time seemed to stand still, each heartbeat reverberating with potential. At last, the guardian's voice resonated through the chamber. "Knowledge shall be shared, carefully, with those who come in peace and leave with wisdom. Trust shall be the bridge," it decreed, sealing their fragile yet powerful accord. The crew shared silent smiles, witnessing the birth of a new relationship between the worlds of below and above. Elena felt an expansive quiet settle over her. She had not only uncovered secrets but had forged an invaluable alliance. Though cresting respect, she expressed gratitude with solemnity. "We will honor this, together." The sun emblazoned the horizon as the research vessel returned to the marina, carrying within it the echoes of stories newly discovered and ancient silences finally broken. Salt mist clung to Elena's skin as she stepped onto the pier, her mind a tumult of exhausted elation. The data gathered would revolutionize marine science, each bite a testament to history, and the intricate dance of trust she and her crew had executed beneath the waves. "To think we almost turned back," Lucas muttered beside her, eyes fixed on the distant waves. "Thank you for not letting us give up." Elena averted her gaze from the crashing surf to the vibrant community around her, the crew bustling with the energy of realization, scientists and technicians alike eager to analyze and preserve the tales they brought back. "Thank you for believing," Elena replied, acknowledging the strength shared amidst uncertainty. Days turned into nights as data poured in, diagrams flickered across computer screens, and narratives unfolded across conference tables littered with notes and discoveries. The research outpost Elena envisioned rose steadily from her dreams into reality, its dedication a tribute, a blessing, to the guardian entity, whose namesake symbolized the delicate balance she sought to maintain. Reporters clamored for stories, the scientific community inundating her with inquiries about their improbable success. Yet, through the din of excitement, Elena's thoughts remained rooted in honoring the legacy she now carried. "It's about balance," she articulated during the many interviews. "Exploration and preservation are intertwined, part of a symbiotic relationship. Honoring what we discover is as crucial as the discovery itself. Followers on the edges of exploratory sciences rallied to her philosophy, bolstered by the trust she had forged during those days beneath the ocean's surface. Back at the pier, standing once more at the precipice of earth and sea, Elena looked to the future, buoyed by the echo of the stories the ocean had whispered, and the shared promise of protection. Her heart brimmed with the prospect of further adventures, aligned with a vision where exploration didn't just chart maps but expanded the soul. And so, a legacy of respect for both the land and the waters that nurtured it continued, one echoing within and spreading beyond. It stood as a testament to not only to what humanity could uncover, but what it could honor and protect in perpetuity.